radio show is more important than any other mainstream media outlet that exists.
The Breakfast Club.
Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Come on, baby, don't play with it.
Strike the blink high.
You think I'm coming here when this ain't hot?
DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God.
Being here next to all of you guys, it's really big.
It's one of my favorite shows to do, just because y'all always keep it 100, y'all keep it real. But what better place than here?
I think everybody should go on the Breakfast Club and start with that if you want to shake it up.
Ray! Yo, Charlamagne, Envy, what up? Are we live?
This is your time to get it off your chest.
I got an indoor pool, an outdoor pool.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
We can get on the phone right now. He'll tell you what it is.
We live?
Hello, who's this?
Hey, how's it going, man? It's Kai.
Kai, what's up? Get it off your chest. Why you sound so down, brother?
No, I ain't down. I just woke up, man. About to start my Uber shift.
Your Uber shift? Where you do Uber at?
I thought he said he woke up smoking hookah. I was like, God damn, you got to get your life together.
He said Uber.
Yeah, man.
Where you do Uber at, bro?
In Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn. Okay. Is it true that Uber takes like what 40% of what you make?
Nah, they don't. I don't think they take 40%. Once the ride pops up on your screen, you just accept it and you get all the money that pops up on the screen.
Okay.
I don't know what everybody be complaining about.
Well, we appreciate you, brother.
No doubt. Appreciate you too. But yeah, I just want to let all the drivers know when they'll be on the road, stop with these emotional turns y'all be making. The bike lane is to the right. Every time you drive. Every time there's a driver in front of another driver and they trying to get around, they always make this emotional turn, try to get around the driver in front of them. And I'm always to the right. Drivers, we are to your right. Stop with the emotional turns. You're going to hurt somebody.
Okay. All right, well, thank you, man.
No doubt, man. Have a good day. Bless.
Yes, sir.
You too. Hello, who's this?
It's your boy KP from the Bronx.
KP from the BX. What up? Get it off your chest, bro.
What's up, man? Listen, I'm calling because I want to be positive this morning. Like, in the next, 5-6 hours, I'm getting ready to get on the Carnival cruise and go on this 8-day trip to Turks, St. Thomas, and Puerto Rico.
Hey.
Sam, I know it's going to be a good vibe.
That's right, man. Set the vibes early. I like that. Who you taking, your wife?
Nah, I'm going with the fam. Like, I'm going with one of my close best friends, his mom, sis, everybody like that, my extended family.
Oh, that's beautiful,
Well,
brother.
enjoy, bro.
Enjoy that, man. Put your feet in the sand of Turks and Caicos.
Huh? Say it again?
I said, put your feet in the sand of Turks and Caicos, man. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, facts. I've been there one time, but only when I was younger, so I know it's going to be great now that I'm adult.
Have you been on a cruise before?
Yeah, probably not for nothing. It's like my 9th time cruise. I done been on Carnival, Caribbean, Disney.
Oh, okay.
All types of stuff.
So you're a professional. Yeah. You know where you need to go, what time you need to go to lunch and dinner, and how to book all the excursions and all that. You're a pro.
That's a fact. My grandmother told me a long time ago. We've been going on cruises for years. So, she's not with us no more, but it's something I like to keep doing because, it makes me remember her.
Okay, brother. Have a good one. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Sean. What's up?
Sean, what up? Get it off your chest.
Hey, as a founding member of the congregation, we are about to revoke the membership from Charlamagne if he don't change his era.
Change my what?
Soft girl era. We don't want that anymore.
I am in my soft girl era, bro.
No, we will revoke your membership.
Why, you a soft girl?
No. We don't like to hear you like that.
What membership are we talking about? What club am I in?
You're in a real men club.
You don't know what he identifies as, sir.
We definitely do know what he identifies as.
I'm in my soft girl era, okay?
He's a soft girl right now, sir.
He looks good.
Charlamagne, you got 24.
Look at that. You ain't even got a good... You can't even be in the iPhone family. You still got an Android.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent something on your mind, call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest.
Keep calling.
800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, this is Prince Free from Virginia Beach.
757, what up, brother?
Virginia Beach. What's good, family? Look, man, let me get this off my chest real quick, man. Because I got a daughter, she's 20, she's at Norfolk State. Sorry about that, Envy. But anyway, she's in Norfolk State. And, I went up there to go get her, and all these kids is walking with their phones. They're not even paying attention. So every morning, I'll send my daughter this text message, ABC, always be checking, always be careful. And I want to send that out to folks, man, because there's a lot of evil going out there, man. A lot of evil lurking. You know what I'm saying? So my message this morning is to tell these young folks, man, get out of them phones while y'all walking. No place outside, you know how they say on the outside, it's not safe. So I just want to send that message out, man, on my favorite.
You absolutely right. But shouldn't you call your daughter if you're trying to get her to stop looking down at her phone? Why would you text her? Why would you contribute to the problem?
Nah, I send that to her before our classes. But Charlamagne, you're totally right, bro. I do call her. One of the things is with my mental health thing is that we don't call and we don't talk. We're not humanizing things anymore. But you're right. I text and I call.
Word.
But I know that she'll be in class, so that's why I text.
As you should. And shout out to everybody heading to college. Shout out to Norfolk State. Shout out to Hampton, of course, and Virginia State, Virginia Union, all the colleges out in Virginia. Salute to the 757. All right, brother.
No doubt. No doubt.
He's right. I can't. Yes, sir. Peace King. I can't stand that either. I hate like if I pull up, to pick my daughter up from cheerleading and all the girls are outside looking down at their phone. Man, pay attention to your damn surroundings. You know what I mean? You can't even see nothing coming.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, Greg from North Trucker.
North.
Hey, I just wanted to say, my chest about the car show, man. It was amazing. My family had a good time. I was amazed to see how your kids were able to walk around, play with other people's kids, and it was like you said, it was nothing bad happened. We had a great time.
Yeah, my kids had a great time. I mean, they love the car shows because it gives them an opportunity to really just enjoy themselves. And like I tell everybody, that's what it's about. It's your kids playing with my kids, and we have enough security and safety there to make sure all the kids are straight. But also, it's a big community. Everybody's looking over each other kids, and just everybody had a great time. And salute to you bringing your family out, brother. Appreciate you.
Hey, thanks.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, good morning, Breakfast Club. This is Blue from the Bronx.
Blue from the Bronx. Get it off your chest, brother.
Yeah, this one right here is for Charlamagne. You know how he always say Florida people are crazy, the Bronx people are crazy?
That's a fact.
He'll say this little slick, he'll make a slick remark, but then he don't let nobody respond. He hang up the phone. I just want you to stop hanging up the phone. Give the man a chance to respond.
I don't even control the phone, sir.
But go ahead, respond to him.
Yeah, I just want him, like I said. There's some crazy people in the Bronx, yeah, but I'm just saying, you don't never give nobody a chance to respond. So what I'm telling you is, all the slick stuff you be saying, give a man a chance to respond.
It's not slick. It's a scientific fact.
That's all I'm on.
The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida. This is science, sir. Why are you arguing with science?
Nah. I mean, all I wanted you to do when you make your slick remark, instead of just hanging up,
I'm letting you respond, and you're not responding.
You just showing how crazy y'all are this morning, sir.
I tried to let him respond. He just said, I just want you to let me respond. I let him respond, and he just said, I just want you to let me respond.
He's just showing how crazy they are.
800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. Call us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Steady calling my phone.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host Kiki here.
Hey, friends.
Now, we're asking 800-585-1051. What are some signs you are getting old? This conversation comes from Kevin Hart. We reported in the rumors early that Kevin Hart was trying to, race somebody in a foot race and got himself injured. Let's hear it right fast. So we're asking 800-585-1051. Let's start with you, Kiki.
Okay, now for me, when I knew I was getting older, and I'm an early 30s, so I'm still, a little young. But what tells you is when you hang around younger people. So like my sister-in-law is younger than me. Shout out to Quila. When we go on vacation, I want to go to the spot and lay down.
Right.
She want to go to the club. We got to turn up. We got to pop bottles. And I also know when I go over to somebody's house and they music real loud. Like, why is everything so loud?
Right.
That's when I know I was getting old. And also, when I discovered baseboards in my house, like, I didn't know. I was just living life in apartments. I didn't realize I had to clean a baseboard. And I finally figured out what that was. I was like, yeah, you're getting old.
Yeah, for myself, there's a couple of things. One, I when I drive now, I listen to the traffic report to see what the traffic's going to be.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Now, also, I watch the news to see what the weather's going to be.
Okay, okay.
That also, if I'm going somewhere like I'm catching a long flight, I watch what I eat.
Oh.
Meaning, like, if I know if, like, let's say I like cheesecake and I want cheesecake before I catch a flight, the person sitting next to me is going to have a bad flight. I like, there's certain things I know when I drink too much, I know, like, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom. Like, there's certain things. The nap thing is always one. I do the old man basketball. So, I got 6 kids.
Yes.
2 boys, 4 girls. And when I play my kids in basketball, I no longer am competitive real. Like, I back them down like my dad used to do me, just old man style, and just kind of just do like a hook shot to beat them. Cause I'm tired. I don't want to play with them no more. I'm tired. Like, I just want to win and then go. Those are a lot of them. And then I got tennis elbow, and I haven't played tennis in 20 years.
Okay.
And I think that's an old man's injury, tennis elbow.
Yeah.
So I got tennis elbow right now. Charlamagne?
I was born in 1978. So I thought the question is what can't we do anymore after a certain age?
Your memory's messed up. I can see it right now. Okay.
And he was just struggling with Instagram too.
Just struggling with Instagram.
How
do I tag Michael Bivens? Can somebody? Where are my knees? Can my knees help me?
Yeah. When you get frustrated.
What can't I do anymore? Damn near everything. And especially everything I don't want to do. And it'd be the littlest things. Like, I realize now why our parents, used to be in, like, the living room, and they would call us no matter where we was at in the apartment or the house or the trailer just to get them some water.
Oh, get the remote control?
Get them the remote control. The remote control were literally right there. I'm talking about, like, right there, a foot away from you. But, boy, when you be on that couch after a long work week or after a long day, you don't feel like getting up to do it. So come use your little young legs and get it for me. Another thing I can't do anymore at my age?
What's that?
Small talk. I don't want any small talk. I have no problem either sitting around in silence or if you're talking to me about something I don't care about, I might tell you shut the F up right in the middle of the conversation because I don't have time for the small talk. I don't care in no way, shape, or form.
And another reason why I knew I was getting older, I started wearing Crocs.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I started wearing Crocs. When Crocs first came out, I was like, look at them ugly ass, old ass people shoes.
Nothing wrong with Crocs. But why you ain't mention hair dye? You ain't realize you was getting old when you had to start dyeing your beard and painting your fade?
Oh no, Envy, you be out here leaving them little stains on t-shirts and stuff.
Yes, he did. He did that to me. He definitely
did.
He put it. No, you know what? He had it on himself. He had it on his. He had a hoodie on one day, and it was all on the neck of the hoodie.
That little black powder.
Yes, that little black powder.
You be trying to
Kiki, whose side you on, Kiki? Whose side you on, Kiki?
Nobody's side. She just observing like the
Why
rest
she
of us.
laughing at me and Kiki?
I'm sorry.
Why you don't do that no more? You stop because I keep calling you on.
Yes. That and the Walgreens ran out of just for men, so I've been stuck for a little bit. But I got a new delivery coming today. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You a hater,
Amazon.
man. You a hater. Kiki, don't laugh.
I know.
Act like you ain't dye your hair before, Kiki.
Oh, baby, you know. Well, no, I don't dye my hair.
Oh,
baby, this not. I put a whole wig on, so it's a
Tell
cheat
him.
code. It's a cheat code.
Trust me, he would too if they made beard wigs.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, it's KD from Milwaukee.
Hey, Katie from Milwaukee. We're talking about signs you're getting old.
Well, I know I'm only 30, and it's a bad example for sure. I got to carry a kit around with me that got biofreeze, ice packs, all of that.
Dang,
Why?
what was you doing in your 20s?
Word.
Well, I was always a sports head. So, I mean, recently, probably a year and a half ago, I was at a track meet, and they had a little parents relay. And I was like, you know what? I think I still got it. I started running. I got 50 meters of the 100 meters, and all I know is I was on the ground next.
How old are you?
I pulled my hamstring, and I ain't been the same since.
How old are you?
He only 30.
I just turned 30 in February.
Man, y'all is babies, man. If y'all don't cut it out.
I will tell you another sign is always going to the doctor. If I get a pain, an injury, or any funny feeling, I go straight to the doctor.
That's just having good health insurance. That's what that is.
No, I go
plenty of people who would love to just go to the doctor whenever they feel something, but they can't because of health insurance.
I'll go to the ER. If something hurt too much, I go straight to the ER.
I'll tell you what another good sign is when you go to the doctor and you get a good report back.
Oh, baby, you be so happy.
Man, I got one Monday. Okay, it says overall my results are excellent despite a high calcium score for your age. There's only minimal plaque in your heart arteries. Furthermore, your cholesterol profile is excellent and well below goal on your current statin medication and aspirin, which I would continue. Your blood pressure and heart rate are those of a man 20 years younger.
Yes.
All these factors contribute to a very low 10-year cardiovascular risk of only 3.5%. Optimal for men of your age would be 3%, so you are in very good shape.
What about your butt,
Salute to Dr. Puma and everybody at Soaring Medical.
What about your butt, though?
Yeah.
Man, shut up, man.
Colonoscopy. That's what I'm asking.
I did that already. I got no polyps, no redness, no nothing.
I think you need a second opinion.
I don't. I'm good.
That booty brown. I'm sorry, all I can think about was sexy red.
Stephanie! Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Stephanie, good morning.
Good morning.
How old are you, Stephanie?
50.
Okay,
You said
now
60?
we talking. Now we talking.
Now, what are some signs you're getting old, Stephanie?
Hey, listen, I've been like 5-6 years ago, had to go back to missionary. I can't do the flips, the tricks and the turns. So, yeah, we back on missionary.
Oh, come on. No more back shots for you?
No more back shots.
You ain't riding nothing?
No more. They ain't riding, ain't kneeing, they ain't doing nothing.
Okay. Okay. I need to know the measurements. I need your height.
Girl, don't do it. Don't do it, girl.
Come on, 'cause I think there's other factors involved other than age here.
I'm so serious, missionary. And it's not for long. Gonna get you one in, and that's it.
I'm so serious too. How tall
are you, Stephanie?
5'2".
How much do you weigh,
Don't
Stephanie?
do it, girl.
160.
Oh, okay. Now, what's the excuse?
Hey, not a little. I mean, a little round, but nothing crazy. You know what I mean? She just lazy.
She's just lazy.
Nah, honey, these bones ain't right.
Damn. Well, how old is your boyfriend or husband?
50.
Oh, sorry to that man.
Were you 60 and he 50?
No, both of us are 50.
Oh, 50.
Might be time to tag somebody else in.
Yo,
Mom.
shut up, man. Stephanie, you
Oh, he can. I gave him permission. Go ahead.
Oh, you gave him permission?
Dang,
I gave him permission, yeah.
I'm just saying, Kiki.
You interested? What's going on?
When she can't do nothing but missionary, it's time to tag somebody else in, especially if he is able to do other things. Is he able to do other things?
Right. That's right. I'm not selfish like that. Go on, boo. Do your thing.
Hey, y'all are bugging. That's y'all married. Y'all supposed to look. Y'all supposed to go all the way to the end.
How long y'all been together? Y'all been together a long time.
Oh, 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
No. He's supposed to take that. Just like if he lose a leg, she's supposed to still stay with him regardless. She ain't gonna be like, let me go get a man with some legs. No, she gotta stay with him.
Oh, I don't want nobody else. I love him.
That's right, girl. You stay with your man. And he probably be catching chocolate.
And you can always get a vino lotion. You can make miracles happen with a vino.
What is that?
All right, never mind. You have a go, mama.
And she ashy.
Yeah, she ashy.
She don't even know who a vino is. She don't know a vino. She don't know Jergen. You know what I'm saying? She think Gold Bond is where you go when you get locked up.
Oh my God. What's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story is aging beats the alternative, so enjoy it.
All right.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
The brother Malcolm Jenkins. Welcome, brother.
Appreciate y'all having me. How y'all doing?
I'm blessed, black, and highly favored. How you doing, my brother?
Doing well.
Malcolm got a new book out called What Winners Won't Tell You. I love that title. Break that title down.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times we see people who have a lot of success, who are champions, and we hold them up high, but oftentimes we don't see, what makes them that way. And oftentimes we kind of glorify that process and we look at the end, the end result. But for me, I've always been a bridge builder and wanted to make sure that I contextualized the 13-year career that I just finished, all of the things that I've kind of accomplished by showcasing like that journey, that process, that evolution of a man into what you see now. And really, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to live. You want to have impact on things. You want to leave people with breadcrumbs to that success. And so I kind of open up. The reason I don't have the shirt on the cover is because it's a very vulnerable memoir. It's one of the things where I show kind of the failures, the process, how I developed into the person I am today.
Nobody likes to show that no more.
You played in NFL. You're a former NFL player. You got drafted with New Orleans, and then you played for the Eagles.
Boo!
You got that cowboy shirt on.
Is this shirt like kryptonite to you?
No, not at all. not at all. We know what's going to happen at the end of the year.
You going to the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
He said that every year.
Yeah,
every year he says that, but
this the year.
What year is that ring?
You said that last year.
1996.
You said that last year. Said that last year. Now, what made you want to write this book? Now you talk about the winning and the losing and being so open and vulnerable. What made you want to write the book at this time?
Yeah, so one of the things as an athlete, your life is usually documented by other people. Mm-hmm. Everybody else writes about you, talks about you, and we rarely get to hear the athlete talk about their own experience and contextualize it for themselves. I got 2 young daughters, that I think a lot about what I want to leave to them, how I want them to view me. And so I figured it was better for my story to be told from my own words. So I ended up writing the book myself. Cover to cover is all me. And it's one of those things that I'm always involved in everything I do. So, for me, it's one of those things that, again, everybody doesn't get to see what goes into the process, that goes into the mindset, the cerebral parts of not only football, but life, the failures. And I think that's always been important for the people I know who are watching me to see that part of it. Because that's the difference. Most of the time you'll see somebody at the top and you think you can't get there. You seem so different, so far from your example. And hopefully this kind of closes that gap for the reader to see, like, no, these people who have success are just like you. They go through trials, they go through tribulations. It's those who continue to fight, those who continue to play. The idea, that life is this journey. You don't, especially with sports, I think life is like a game. We tend to only enjoy life or the game after we've won. Like, the victory is when you get to enjoy life. But really the winners will tell you that you enjoyed playing the game. In life, you have to enjoy where your feet are, enjoy the process, regardless of the results. And really, that's how I've lived my life. That's how I've grown to have success, and I try to live that every day.
I love in the book you talk about a lot of the things you did as far as in the social justice space, because you were the head of the Players Coalition. When it comes to social justice and being an athlete, what's the balance?
Man, it's, one of the things we had to do was find what our role was, because we're not the experts. We're not devoting our lives to be activists, but we do have a role, as role models and a platform to do something. And I think one of the things that we found to be very useful was to place ourselves as conveners. We can bring, communities to politicians, to police. We can use all of the intention that we get to put pressure on, those who are in power, especially in our local markets. And that's really how we formulated, Anquan Bolden and myself, formulated the Players Coalition as a vehicle for athletes all over the country. If you say, I want to get involved, with the things going on in my community, you want to get involved with politics in whatever, you want to lobby, here's the education on the issues locally, here's who you need to push on, here's people of power, and then here's some resources to put those things together. So, we kind of worked through that on our own, and then once we figured out the plan or figured out what worked, we just held the door open for anybody who wanted to come. It started with a group of about 12 athletes, and now it's expanded to 12 professional leagues of sports, which is far greater than anything I could have imagined when we started it. Having impact with, grassroots organizations all the way up to, politics.
What are some of the accomplishments that the Players Coalition did that we didn't hear about?
So the majority of the work was like, hey, all right, talking about the negotiation with the league and things like that. But what we were able to turn that into, so specifically my focus was in Pennsylvania. One of the things I was most proud of was we pushed for a bill to get passed called the Clean Slate Act. And most people don't know, 1 in 3 people in America have some kind of criminal record. And so what this did was roll back or expunge those records after 10 years if you hadn't violated for nonviolent offenses. And we were like, that's a low-hanging fruit. Let's get that out the way. But that ended up affecting like over 3 million people across the state of Pennsylvania. So that affects how you what jobs you can get, where you can live. And it's just, that's a very low-hanging fruit when it comes to policy. In New England, guys were doing things. They lobbied to get a bunch of millions of dollars put into the school system to close the digital divide, getting computers and things like that. So these are happening all over the country, Louisiana, Florida, Ohio, all the way to Cali. And it's being done not only by me, but obviously by athletes all over.
Now, when players were kneeling at one time, how did you guys support the players, if at all?
Yeah, well, I was raising my fist, and I was that's how the Player Coalition kind of came to about, and I talk about it in the book, just about like that moment, everybody wanting to figure out what to do, but not quite agreeing, which seems to be over the time of history a common thread. Like people having the same ideals, a bunch of people being very passionate about pushing black people forward or getting involved, but having differences of agreement, differences of opinion and strategy. But my biggest thing was always about the work. I'm like, whoever is about, making a change and putting in the time and effort to do it, let's collaborate, let's work together. And we've been doing that over the course of now, coming up on a decade.
I feel like you took a lot of heat back then.
Yeah.
Eric Reed called you a sellout. Y'all had if you watch football, your famous confrontation, during the game, before the game as well. Like, have y'all been able to have a conversation since then?
No, and a lot of people, even in those times were like, hey, man, you need to reconcile that. You need to squash that. But I've always maintained that, I never wanted to be, besides that, and I was very disappointed after that game of myself because I gave the media that image. The last thing I wanted was 2 black men fighting over trying to save their people or trying to help their people. That's counterintuitive. It doesn't work. And so for me, I've always maintained that, like, I'm proud of the work that they did. I'm proud of, all of us were trying to figure it out at that time. But it's not me. It's not on me to reconcile the situation. Like, I never had a problem. I don't hold any gripes. I was always focused on the work. I knew that regardless of how, I was feeling, the things that were coming down to me, the things that people were saying, my focus was always on the people. I got into this not, to lift myself up. So my feelings didn't matter. It was like, okay, what's the goal here? And it's to help. So all of that to me was distractions. And I had to stay focused on the goal, why I was there, why, I put myself in that position, and just maintain.
All right, we got more with Malcolm Jenkins when we come back. His new book, What Winners Won't Tell You, is out right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Malcolm Jenkins. His new book, What Winners Won't Tell You, is out right now. What was your thoughts on everything that's going on with Colin Kaepernick and everything that's happening right now? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's it's confusing at this time. It's almost 7 years away. It's you almost want him to just kind of like stand on his legacy. I think the way that it's being approached now and the way that it's being kind of laid out, it almost it's like worrisome. It makes me a little worried.
What you mean?
I mean, you're talking about somebody who's once playing in a Super Bowl that's down like begging to be on the practice squad. 7 years after later, it's forget the politics or who he is. Any athlete that's out of the game for 7 years and is still begging to be on the practice squad is concerning to me. It's that now being on the other side of retirement and having to deal with that identity change myself, it's a strong thing that he's dealing with. And you worry about like, okay, how does one handle transitioning into the next phase of life, the next chapter, because that one's done. Like, you can't play football forever. So we need to see, what that next example is. And it's with so many people following him, I think we all want to know, like, all right, what's that next move?
Some people would say that, he's been playing similar to you, I'm sure, since you were 3 years old. So that's all that you know and love. And maybe on the bucket list was playing in the Super Bowl or winning a Super Bowl, I should say. So for some people would say maybe he hasn't got that off yet. And then some people would say, like even Charlamagne has mentioned that he feels like that letter was kind of like an embarrassment and a disgrace that, you go from pro athlete to Super Bowl contender to practice squad.
No, I don't think anybody want to win a Super Bowl that bad. I don't think it's about the Super Bowl, because that's not what we're talking about, right? We're talking about just getting on the roster. But who knows? I think that's the one thing that leaves the concern is we don't know what the motivation is. But I don't know that one is chasing a Super Bowl. I think it comes down to and I'm watching it in many teammates of mine. Like even I don't know if you saw Kelsey. Jason Kelsey did a documentary about his life last year. He was trying to decide if he wanted to play or not. And at the end of it, he goes through all of these things that he loves most: his family, his wife, his health. But he is so afraid of moving on to something else. He says, I can't imagine myself being the best in the world or anything else. And so he decides to come back. He's obviously playing again this year. And I watched it. Most people applaud it. I watched it in fear, because here you are saying all the things that you value most, you're willing to sacrifice because you're afraid of stepping into the unknown.
Damn.
And I think that's one of the things that, like, I know for me, the opening chapter in my book is fear. I've learned to always like step into the things I'm afraid of. And that's how I knew I was ready to step away from the game, is because the only thing that was holding me there, I had made enough money, my body was healthy, I was focused on other things, but the only thing really keeping me there was the fact that I was afraid to step into the unknown of, I've been playing football since I was 7, same type of thing. But for me, my response is to lean into that. So I think there is a lot of that going on with athletes right now, and I think with Kaepernick being who he is and what he means to, especially our people, I think, we always want him to be the example, but I think it's a great kind of reminder that everybody's human, everybody's dealing with their own stuff.
And oftentimes too, when you don't let go of something, you block a lot of your blessings. You never know what the future is going to hold if you keep holding on to the past.
Yeah, I never thought I would write a book. Wow. Never in my life thought I would write a book.
Wow.
And it wasn't until you start to let go of these ideas of who you're supposed to be and these limitations we've kind of put on ourselves, and you lean into the unknown and say, well, okay, I can't tell myself I can't do this until I've proven myself, until life proves that I can't do something. I have to always assume that I can. And for me, it's just always about like trying to expand, the human experience as much as possible. I'm a forever learner. I'm curious about everything. And the more and more you learn, the more you do, you start to realize, that there are no limitations, that any of the problems that you have in your life, you are going to be the base of that solution. And that's a journey. It's not easy to get there. That takes a lot of trial and error.
I love how you started chapter 2. You started with a quote: "We must all suffer one or two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret." Which one did you suffer the most?
I think I suffered both until I learned, the pain of discipline. I think I've gotten so much more comfortable in the pain of discipline than the pain of regret. Both hurt though, and I think especially when you talk about like even love is one of those things. Is I've come to find love is like an action word. I take love out as a noun in my vocabulary because we often love in feelings, but to really love somebody or even love yourself, it looks like discipline. It doesn't. We'll look in the mirror and say, I feel good about myself, so I love myself, or I feel confident, so I must love myself. And so we love everybody else with feelings, but when you start to just look at actions, like what are the things you do to love yourself? Okay, do you have discipline with what you eat, how you work out, how you take care of yourself? Do you go places you don't need to? Are you reading? Are you cultivating these parts of yourself? Those things are uncomfortable. They take discipline, but they always expand who you are. They help you grow. They help you go to where you're trying to get to. And I think a lot of the times we try to avoid that discipline and end up just still being uncomfortable with the results because we regretted not having that, not taking advantage of those times. So for me, I'm always trying to focus on, the end goal, doing those small things daily that starve yourself maybe sometimes of some enjoyment, but at the same time, you're moving in a direction you want to go.
Now, you mentioned earlier you had 2 daughters, and I always ask athletes when they come up here, if you did have a son, would you want your son to play in the NFL?
I don't think I would have a desire for him to play. If he wanted to, for sure, I got all the keys to show you how to get there and stay there. It's a dangerous sport, but everything is dangerous. And I think one of the things about me, that first half of my career, I would get these nagging injuries. My neck, I talk about in the book, I had to get a bunch of epidural shots in my neck. I'm like, I thought those were just for
women pregnant.
Women, yeah. I was getting them in my neck to play football. You're on heavy kind of anti-inflammatories, things like that. So they're the negative things. But when I stopped trying to hurt people in the game, I stopped trying to punish my defenders, I stopped getting hurt.
Wow.
And I played 8 seasons straight with no injury, which is absurd in the NFL. So there is a way to play the game. There's a way to kind of move about it, take care of yourself that is safe. But obviously it's a violent sport. But the things that I've learned from playing football are things that, have made me who I am. I think they give me an advantage in any situation. You talk about, stepping away from the game and being, since 7 years old, you've been trained to be a leader. You've been trained to problem solve. You've been trained to go through processes, to evaluate yourself, to evaluate your opponent, fail, do it all over again, like live on routine. Like all of those things are things that when you get out into the world, you see regular people, CEOs all the way down, struggle with. Yet we've been equipped to do this and been kind of trained to do that. So, it's a trade-off. I think some of those things are good, some of them bad. It's just up to, if I had a son, it would really be up to him.
All right, we got more with Malcolm Jenkins when we come back. His new book, What Winners Won't Tell You, is out right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Malcolm Jenkins. His new book, What Winners Won't Tell You, is out right now. Charlamagne?
And Tom Brady wrote the foreword of your book. Explain that relationship, because I would never have wrote a foreword about Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, we were looking, obviously we titled it, What Winners Won't Tell You, Lessons from a Legendary Defender. And we're kind of like, all right, well, who do we get to write the foreword? And Tom's name came up, and I'm like, guys, I've been trolling Tom about this Super Bowl for a few years now. I don't know if Tom is going to write it. But, when I think about, as a defender, who was my favorite opponent, it was Tom Brady. Love playing Tom. He always brought the best out of me as a player. And, he's the greatest of all time. So I just kind of shot my shot, shot him a text, and he obliged. And it was kind of the cherry on top of the book. Definitely, a stamp. I appreciated him for that.
Did y'all have a relationship before that?
Really just a mutual, relationship. Respect as like an opponent, being peers in the league. But no, we're not like friends. We don't hang out. So this is really just based off of like, I see you, you see me type of thing.
Now, you said he's the greatest of all time.
I do, yeah.
So you stand by he's the greatest quarterback of all time?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
Because he does the ordinary better than everybody.
Ooh.
Like, I look at Aaron Rodgers and I'm looking at his skill set. Like, okay, Aaron Rodgers is probably the tougher one to play because he has a skill set that really nobody else has. Like, on the field, it's hard. But Tom, he's not faster than everybody. People have better arm talent. There have been other cerebral quarterbacks, but it's like, well, why is he having the success he has? And it's because of his process. He does all the ordinary things better than everybody else.
Ooh.
And I think that to me is like the cheat code of life. Like, there's always going to be people with God-given talent, but you master the things that don't take talent, and watch how far it goes.
I feel like, man, what you just said makes so much sense, because when you look at the people who have God-given talent, they usually do the basics better than everybody. Like, they usually do something as simple as practice harder than everybody.
Yeah, I mean, think about, you look at Steph Curry, Jordan, all these people like
Bryant,
Kobe, they talk about practicing. Like, they don't talk about like, I gotta, I can jump high, so I just jumped over. No, they doing the very simple things over and over and over again, and we only see it in the game like, oh, this is crazy. And you don't realize he just been doing this same drill since the age of 7.
Right.
And so now it's like clockwork. It's body, it's a muscle memory. And I think that's something I've always been fascinated in and try to do myself, is like, instead of trying to be the best at some God-given talent or do these amazing things, like, how do you just do the ordinary better than everybody else?
Absolutely.
Now, you were just inducted into the Ohio State Hall of Fame, so congratulations.
Appreciate that.
Now, just if you could go back and change it, because, we talk about all the things you stand for now, would you prefer, or would you have rather went to a HBCU?
Both my parents went to North Carolina A&T. I think going back, no, it was a different time, right? I think right now, the way that there's attention on it, there's people willing to put resources behind the programs, and all this happened, of course I would now. I think back then, you would have just kind of been selling yourself short. It's like you need the entire environment.
You need the eyes. You need the coaches to come see.
It's not just one player coming. You need the coach. Like what Deion was doing, for HBCUs was a movement. And that's, I think, what we wanted to see. That's what would have made it, appetizing for me as an athlete. And, but I do look at these athletes now who were doing it. Like, I wish the environment was like that when I was coming out.
We have those conversations, man. But I keep thinking, I want people to remember, Deion's an anomaly, man.
He is.
Like, Deion was one of the biggest stars in the world. Because it's not like Eddie George is coaching.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we could be supporting Eddie George.
It's a few, yeah.
It's because it's Deion.
Yeah.
Like, that's what, it's not, how?
Is it Hugh Jackson's coaching too, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's not the only one, but it is the Deion effect for sure. It's not just the on-field stuff and coaching. It's the attention you're bringing, the message that you're bringing, the pride and kind of the showmanship that you bring to it too. You gotta make it cool. Yeah.
How did your trip to Ghana influence your advocacy?
Yeah,
or just change your life? Period.
It changed everything. You start to. I think all of us have a bit of an identity crisis at some point. If you're African American, you want to know where you came from. And at the lowest point in my life, it was like one of the most critical moments in the book. I needed to get away, and I was like, I always wanted to go to Africa, so I went to Ghana, and it was just to be around something, a place that's all black for a week and a half. I didn't realize how much I needed that until I came back. I was like, I hadn't even thought about being black for a week and a half. And I was like, that must be what white privilege feels like.
Man.
And I'm like, it's like you didn't realize you needed those spaces to get away. And so just going to the slave castles, the door of no return, you just feel this connection with your ancestry that I hadn't had before. And even just nature and all of those things. So for me, it was life-changing, changed my perspective of like what's important, what's my role here. Like I don't strive to have success in this kind of like American society. It's like I'm here for a purpose. I'm live here. This is what I call home. But I don't have to buy into the ideology. You have something before slavery now to tap into, a history to explore. And I think that was mentally liberating for me.
Did you take your daughters?
Nah, they haven't been yet. We've been to the continent. We were in like Northern Africa, Morocco, Marrakesh, but they haven't been to Ghana yet.
Yeah, I took all 4 of mine, and my 7-year-old, she's 8 now, but she literally was like, "Where are the white people at?" Like, it's noticeable.
It's that noticeable. Yeah. I talk about it in the book. The only white face I saw was Jesus, and they have him. White Jesus is everywhere. It's crazy. But I did bring. I brought my 2 brothers. Brought some of my frat brothers. I've been there like 4 times. The last time, and we closed out the book with it, is the time I bring my parents. They always wanted to get to the continent, and so I bring them with me, and they had a blast.
You got to pick up the new book.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, winners won't tell you. We appreciate you joining us, brother. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Appreciate y'all having me, for sure.
Pick up the book right now. Malcolm Jenkins. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Make sure you tell them to watch out for Florida, man.
The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida. Yes, you are a donkey.
A Florida man attacked an ATM for a very strange reason. It gave him too much money. Florida man is arrested after deputies say he rigged the door to his home in an attempt to electrocute his pregnant wife. Police arrested an Orlando man for attacking a flamingo.
The Breakfast Club, bitches. Donkey of the day. With Charlamagne the God. I don't know why y'all keep letting him get y'all like this.
Well, Duval, it's your own people, okay? Donkey of the day goes to Renee Dawn Scoglon. I know I pronounced her last name wrong,
yes.
Okay? But Renee is from Florida, ladies and gentlemen. And what does your Uncle Charla always say about the great state of Florida? The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida, and today is no exception, okay? Renee is 30 years old, and she will spend 2 years under community control, which is a form of house arrest, 8 years on probation, and will have to pay a fine of more than $17,000. And personally, I don't think that is enough. In fact, I think she should get actual prison time. Why, Uncle Charla? Why are you wishing prison time on this woman? Well, let's go to Fox 13 Tampa for the report, please.
South Dakota resident Renee Scoglin is far from home and in legal hot water that even surprised the judge.
This is really unbelievable.
Scoglin's trail of lies started when she decided to come to Tampa Bay and cheat on her husband.
That she felt guilty about this due to her marital status, and she wanted to get checked for sexual transmitted diseases.
But she wanted to get tested for free, so she decided to call 911. Scoglin made up a story about having car trouble and pulling over on the side of the road.
An unknown male approached her.
Because her face was covered, she couldn't describe her attacker. When police checked her cell phone and found this Walmart surveillance video of Scoglin buying the rope herself, she confessed to making the whole thing up. She was charged with making a false police report and decided to take a plea deal.
She's not even from Florida. She's from South Dakota. Came to Florida and became a Florida fool because it's in the water. All right? This woman made up a false rape report in Florida to get a free STD test. Let's just sit here for a second and take that in. Let me like my Palo Santo. Just think about that. Renee made up a false rape report in Florida to get a free STD test. Believe all women, huh? Define all. Okay, that's what we should have asked when that foolish ass slogan became part of our lexicon. What do you mean by all? Because women like Renee can't possibly be under the umbrella of all, correct? I have so many questions. Why didn't she just go to the clinic? Okay, I did some research, and by research I mean Google, and all I did was type in free STD testing in Florida. It's a whole website called saferstdtesting.com. It tells you all the clinics that are near you. It says right here, if you're looking for cheap STD testing clinics in the state of Florida to get an HIV, herpes, chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, or hepatitis screening for yourself or your partner, you can get tested today by selecting an option below to find an affordable STD test clinic near you. Same-day STD testing locations also available with results in 1 to 2 days. Why didn't you just go to a free clinic? Now, Renee at the time was married, and she lied about this sexual assault in an attempt to get a free STD test after she had a one-night stand in Tampa. So she cheated on her husband, felt guilty about it, so she decided to go get checked out for an STD, and instead of just going to a doctor or a clinic, she decided to lie about being raped so she could get a free STD test? Renee, what was your plan B? Okay, if that was plan A, what was plan B? This couldn't have been the only plan. Not to mention, you lied about a rape claim so you could get a free STD test, so clearly you hard on money, but you had money to buy rope. We looked it up. The hollow braid rope that she bought is $22. Okay, how much is an STD test in Florida? According to Google, the cost of an STD test will vary by location and test type. Some clinics, usually community or nonprofit clinics, offer free or low-cost testing. Labs, clinics, and at-home testing companies may accept insurance to cover or lower your cost of testing, and lab testing fees range from $8 to $150. You had money for an STD test, okay? I saw other sources say that an STD test in Florida is $55. The test covers syphilis and HIV, chlamydia, gonorrhea, herpes test, $45. All I'm saying is, if you had money for rope, you could have gotten some money for an STD test. Hell, you had money to travel from South Dakota to Tampa to creep in the first place, okay? Renee, what about condoms? Which you too can get free from the clinic, all right? 2 words for you, Renee: Planned Parenthood. They can help you get condoms and other birth control methods for free. Is that where inflation is taking us now? Where people can't even afford to cheat? Huh? What happened to the good old days when, you got an STD and blamed it on your significant other? Huh? We used to be a country. We are getting away from traditional values, not to mention you nasty, Renee. Not only are you a despicable human who would lie about being raped, you slept with your little side piece unprotected. Bareback, shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yay. You fought bare knuckle in the club and thought you lost. That's why you went to go get an STD test. Okay? Lock this woman up. All right? Put her under the jail. There's too many women out here who are real victims who actually are dealing with the real trauma of being sexually assaulted. And you out here lying simply because you cheated on your husband and did the raw dog roulette with another man? Huh? Please give Renee Dawn Stoglon the biggest hee-haw. What a world we live in, man.
It's wild.
You want to play a game?
I do.
All right, let's play a game of Guess What Race She Is?
All right.
Renee Dawn Stoglon from South Dakota traveled all the way to Tampa, Florida, so she could do the raw dog roulette with a side piece. Thought she caught an STD, so she lied about being raped so she could get a free STD test. Mona, guess what race she is?
She is a Caucasian from the Caucasus Mountains.
One of Yakub's finest creations, Mona says.
Jesus.
Okay. DJ Envy.
White.
Well, don't call me white girl. Mm-hmm. And DJ Envy.
Yes, sir.
You are both correct. Renee is Caucasian. She got made by Yakub on her ass cheeks.
Jesus.
All right.
What did I win?
Nothing.
Oh.
You didn't win nothing. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Charlamagne, the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
The legendary
Taraji P. Henson. Welcome.
How are you?
Yeah, how you feeling?
I feel great. I feel great, you know. Whenever I come to New York, and especially when I'm coming for Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation, you know we coming to spread joy, spread a message that it's okay not to be okay.
That's right.
You started that conversation.
For people who don't know what the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation is.
Okay.
Tell them.
Yes. Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation, we launched in 2018. And it's really to eradicate the stigma around mental illness in the Black community and to bring more awareness to mental wellness in the Black community. Because, you know, we don't talk about it.
That's right.
We suffer in silence, we isolate, and we try to be strong, and we're dying. So out of my own necessity, for my own help, mental wellness, and my son, I realized there was no real help out there for us. So I had to do something about it. So my best friend since the 7th grade, Tracy J. We launched the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation to hopefully help a underserved community.
How's your son doing?
He's doing great.
He's doing great?
He's doing great. Yeah, he's doing great. He's maneuvering through, you know, trying to being a young Black man in America. You know, when those rose-colored glasses come off. I'm sure you remember those days. But he's maneuvered through it pretty well.
Did he have a moment?
He had a huge moment. But he picked the right mother because, you know. And it's interesting because I had an older gentleman tell me years ago, when I was on the television show called The Division. It was my first series regular, and I came in upset about something with Marcel. He was little at the time. And this guy said, don't you ever give up on him. Don't ever give up. I don't even know if Mark is still alive to this day, but I just remember him. I never forget him saying that. And every time I would have these issues with my son, I would be like wanting to choke him. I would hear his voice, don't ever give up. And you can't give up on your kids. You just got to pray. Tracy sent me something. Oh, was it you or Pam? Somebody sent me something about I think it was a pastor who was saying, don't give up on your baby. I don't care if they strung out on drugs. Whatever their problem is, you wrap them up in prayer. Don't ever give up on your children.
So what if you have to... Damn, can you set boundaries with your kids if you need
You have to set boundaries. You must set boundaries. Are you kidding me?
What type of boundaries?
Boundaries. Like, what are you willing to accept and not accept? You have to. Because these kids nowadays come so privileged. They're not like us. Now, I was talking to somebody the other day. I was like, I don't even think... can't remember the last time I saw a group of children playing outside.
That's real. Yeah. I make mine go outside.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because they have these devices now, which is not good for the mental. So these kids they don't even know what fresh air is anymore. I don't think, you know. It's just a weird time to be a young kid.
That's true. You don't even tell kids, man, you smell like outside. Because they don't go out there.
They don't go
outside.
I can't remember the last time I seen girls playing double dutch or or just
Definitely see
riding
that as
bikes
much.
or anything.
I guess the scariest thing is you don't want them to like make any mistakes that's going to really cost them while they're coming around.
Correct.
Absolutely.
You
That was your mother's fear.
Mhm.
That's every parent's fear. That was your father's fear. That's all of our fear forever. Like my mother to this day, she tracks me. I'm 53 and she tracks me and she's like, I just feel so much better knowing where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see you're not moving, I can sleep at night. It
Right.
never ends.
Mhm.
It never ends.
What you know, we don't talk about enough the resources that are available for the friends and family that have to deal with folks who have mental health issues.
Exactly.
You know?
Because it takes a toll on them, especially parents. Because
Mhm.
you feel like I can't fix my child. It's something that I did wrong. It's really hard because that's your job to protect your kids and save them from mishaps. And when you can't, you feel inadequate or you feel like you're not doing your job. It's hard. Parenting is not easy.
Man.
And then being a single parent, I promise you I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. It's first of all, children need both parents. Boys and girls, I don't care. You need both of your parents. If you're not living in the same household, you still need both. I mean, regardless of whether your relationship works out, that has nothing to do with the kid. You still have to show up, both parents, for that child. Unfortunately, my son's father was murdered, so I didn't have an option. But yeah, it's hard. It's tough, especially me being a boy mom. I need the man. I can't teach him how to be a man. I don't know how to be a man. And that was the hardest struggle for us, because when he was becoming a man, he's looking at me like, you can't tell me anything. What can you tell me? You're a girl. It's just the dynamic it gets a little difficult in the young adult years.
Like Charlamagne was just saying, so what do you do to make sure your mental is good?
Remember when I went to Bali?
I do. You there for a long time too.
I went for a whole month. Yeah, I had to. I was coming apart at the seams, and I didn't realize it because I was working. And God is amazing, because God will put you in a situation where you have to sit down. And I have been doing this for over 20 years. I have been working nonstop my entire career, right? And it was just this past year where I didn't have a lot. I did Color Purple, and I was just kind of like sitting around, and not sitting around. I had other stuff to do, but as far as like a call sheet and showing up and knowing lines and that kind of work, acting gigs. And it was for a reason, because I needed to take care of me. I was not in a good place mentally. I just really wasn't. And thank God I had that time to take care, because Lord knows where I would be if I didn't have the time to really listen to myself and take time for myself. And I think we live in such a grind society. It's all about grinding. And you can sleep when you in that box. Well, if you don't sleep now, you might get to that box a little sooner than you planned.
When you finally slowed down, were you surprised that you weren't happy?
I was at first, but then I wasn't. Because once you sit down and you go, well, how did you expect to be happy if you weren't paying attention? Like, I wasn't tracking my feelings. I was just working. And when you finally make it, you have this dream. I don't care what it is. It could be to be a chef or whatever, but you have this dream and it finally comes true. It's like, I can't stop now, because what if the phone stops ringing? You know what I mean? So you're not really paying attention you're not doing a mental check. And then, like I said, God did it for me. I didn't have the jobs piled up, and I literally had to stop and check myself. I wasn't doing well. And I knew, because I was looking at the people around me, and they were like walking on eggshells, and I'm a cool person. Like, I'm the most fun person, but they were concerned because I was a short fuse. Any little thing, I was like, I'm so annoyed. I was annoyed about every little thing. And it was like I could even feel myself wanting to get into like arguments on the streets. And nowadays that's not safe. Road rage, it could be the end of your life, And so it was things like little things were triggering me. Little things that once upon a time would just, be water under the bridge or water off my back, but whatever. But I was literally, everything was just I felt like I could just run through a wall.
But you had the self-awareness to know it was you, though. A lot of people don't. You know, a lot of people will be like, that's everybody else.
Point fingers.
No. I'm the type, like, if I don't feel 100%, I stay home. I don't put my on other people. Like, if I'm not in the best mood, I want to be the type of person, when I come into a room and I leave, everybody's much better after my presence, right? And if I can't give that, then I need to stay home.
All right, we got more with Taraji P. Henson when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Taraji P. Henson.
Charlamagne, what is joy joints?
Joy joints. Okay. This is what I love, because this is a time for us to really celebrate us and to find that joy and remind ourselves that that joy is our birthright. It's something that we were born with, and it's something that is ours. And so across the nation, we want people to, if you're at work, it can be an office group, it could be friends. Remember how I said we don't see people playing outside anymore? We're trying to recreate that. Get the kids, have kickball, go outside and play kickball or spades games, double dutch, whatever it is that brings you joy, get a group of people and do it. And we're all connecting through the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation to raise awareness of just finding your joy, tapping back into your joy.
So it's like a party?
It's a huge party, a nationwide party.
Got you.
And you hooked up with Kate Spade on this?
Yes, Kate Spade has been our partner since 2022. And they have really just been incredible partners. Kate Spade New York, just been everything. They are the reason why we're able to erect these wellness pods at HBCU campuses. They've been our partners in that, and just in our partners in getting the message of mental wellness.
And talk about that, what you're doing on those HBCU campuses.
Okay.
And the first campus you started with.
Yeah, we started with Alabama State University. We erected the first pod back April, and it's been a huge success. We're interested in universities that have who are very serious or invested in their student body mental wellness, because it's one thing for us to bring the pod, but now we need your help to keep it going and make sure that the kids are getting the help and the resources that they need. And our next stop is Hampton, and we're doing this one in November, and this is our second university. Are
you allowed to do it at Hampton, being a Howard alumni?
I knew you was gonna bring something. He's trying to get me back because he missed me on his wall over here.
Wow. See how people take it too far? Negroes always got to take it a little too far.
Yeah, I know y'all lost last weekend. It was a Hampton Howard game.
But that's
y'all
okay.
lost
But
7 years in a
it's
row.
not like y'all number one in anything. So.
Damn.
It's okay. Joy. We're here to spread joy. Joy. He tried it. Did he put his helmet up there? Raggedy ass helmet. Get that water bucket out of here. Anyway, he threw me off my joy. I'm back.
So what are the pods exactly?
Oh, they're like these containers. You know those containers that everybody's making into homes now?
Yep.
So we found a company, SI Container Bills, and they are amazing. We had a student from Alabama State University who's a visual artist, and she made the whole mural, which is so beautiful. But in the respite pod, you can have meditation, you can do yoga. We have 2 actual rest pods where because when you're in college, you're always around people.
That's right.
You have roommates, it's the study hall, it's the students, and sometimes you just need to get away from all of that. And so we have these rooms where you can go respite, you can rest, you can meet with a therapist virtually or in person, or you can just go in there and just relax and chill.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to disconnect.
Yes. So it's a safe space for students to go when they feel stressed or when it's too much.
How many HBCUs are you going to?
4 this year.
That's dope.
Yes.
That's dope.
Yes.
Now, students need that because because it gets stressful, and especially for students that's never been alone, going to those schools and not knowing people gives you anxiety. Having to pass and knowing that if you get a lower grade than a certain, you lose your scholarship, and then meeting new friends. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's also for students to feel like they belong.
Correct.
The dropout rate is insane. And I think it's a lot of it is it's a lot on these students, and now throw social media in the mix.
Oh my God!
On top of all the other things, so we're just trying to help. We're just trying to save us and save our future by saving these kids.
I feel like you should come out with a line of pre-rolls called Joy Joints.
Joy Joints.
Yes.
Okay. Hey.
You don't think so?
Joy Joints.
A line of pre-rolls.
Why not?
Yeah.
I got it.
A lot of people are using plant-based medicine for the anxiety and depression and stuff like that.
Yeah, they are.
That'd be dope. And you also have the 1 million hours Joy Challenge.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you started that last spring.
Yes.
How does somebody join that?
BorisLHensonFoundation.org. And you can find out how you can sign up for the Joy Joints, or how if you just want to donate.
Tyler Perry spoke about something a couple of days ago.
Oh, Lord.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm back. Hey, got Slim cereal. You got some milk? I want to try this Slim cereal.
Can you talk about your Broadway show? Or that's
I can totally talk about
that. Okay. All right.
I am so proud to be a producer of a Broadway show. What I love about this show is because it showcases these women, and I love bringing life to hidden figures. I grew up in D.C. I used to get my hair braided, but it was always over somebody's house, a friend's house. I never really knew about the hair braiding salons. Hung out millions of times in Harlem, and I would walk past the salons. I just walk past them, But this play brings such a light to these women. And another thing, when you think about ICE and deportation, you never think about us, because the only images they always show are the Latin community, right? But this play showcases that. These women are undocumented. They're in this country, and they're trying to make a living. This is how they're doing. They're braiding hair. And in the play, you see that they have an issue with ICE and their documentation. I never think about that. Do you think about that?
No, one time when I think it was it the Haitian migrants who they say were coming over? That was a couple years ago, but it was like a mention. It was
just a mention, but whenever ICE shows up, you never see. It's always they're coming down on the Latin community. So I never even thought about that. I never even thought about undocumented black people in the U.S. You know what I mean? And these women literally just trying to make a living. And so that was very interesting to me. Not only that, yes, bringing life to their story and their lives, and these incredible women, but I love hair. I almost became a cosmetologist. I almost went to school for cosmetology, but I missed it by 1 year. And I have a hair care line, so it was a no-brainer for me to produce this show.
And congratulations on the hair care line. Won a bunch of awards.
Yes.
Congrats.
Are you using it at your household?
I did try some. My kids as well. You know what? My daughter had a problem with.
Boy, the Hampton people lie for so
long. Let him finish.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I actually had to go and get everybody's hair product because my daughter had what is it called? I don't know what it was, but she had something in her hair. And we went and got everybody's hair. I mean, I done got the Brat. I didn't even know the Brat had a hair product. I done picked up the Brat hair products. Portia has hair products. I picked up because my wife sent me to the store, and I just looked for anybody black, and I just got on the products.
But you love TPH. But anyway, that's what you forgot to say.
All right, well, hold that thought. We got more with Taraji P. Henson. When we come back, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake up. Good morning. We are The Breakfast Club. DJ MV, Charlamagne the God. We're still kicking it with Taraji P. Henson. Charlamagne?
What makes TPH stand out from everybody else?
Because TPH specializes in scalp care, honey. You got to clean your scalp first. And you have a head that is naked. You can see.
Do you have anything for him?
No protection.
Do you have anything for him?
No, he has a scalp, doesn't he? You still got to clean your scalp.
You do? Yeah, absolutely.
You still have to clean your scalp.
And moisturize it so it don't get dry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what TPH is.
You got something for him, boy. That's you should get an award for that one now.
This is what I came for. Go ahead, go.
But that's another way to bring joy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I believe self-care, hair care is self-care, especially for women from ethnic backgrounds, because we have curly, thick, big hair, and we look at doing our hair as a chore. And so with the TPH line, it's more of, it's like a spa experience. So you pamper yourself from scalp to toe. That's because I have a body line too. So the whole line was created to change the narrative of, taking care of yourself as a chore and look at it more as self-care. Like take yourself to the spa. And the reason I came up with that is because my hair care line launched during the pandemic. people were afraid to go to salons and
Absolutely.
be around other people. So it was more like bring the salon home to you.
Yeah, you can
at an affordable price.
At an affordable. Can men use it? Or is this for?
Absolutely, men can use it. You have a scalp, right?
Yes, but I'm talking about guys that use like the Just for Men and the Beijing. Like, will it wash it out? Will it wash?
It'll wash it all off.
Damn.
Yeah, I think I hear soap and rain.
Here comes the
Rain
stab.
will just
Here comes the
wash
stab.
that off. Yeah, you try to be funny.
No, that's him. That's him. We had a whole conversation about this because I think a lot of guys are doing this now. They're getting the hair
Beijing.
transplants and the Beijing and the Just
And
for
the
Men.
wigs.
And I'm like, why? Like, who are y'all doing this for? And so a lot of women call up here and say they don't even like that. They rather the guys just
be bald.
Be bald or grow their salt and pepper beard.
Just like
and stuff
y'all
like that.
rather us just wear our hair and not wear wigs and stuff.
Oh, I don't care.
I know, but I hear that. A lot of men are just be natural.
They don't believe that. I think they just be talking. I think you should do whatever it is that makes you happy.
That makes you happy.
Unless
exactly.
you a man. If you're a man, you should let the salt and pepper grow
How come
up.
men can't do?
Because it looks ridiculous.
That's terrible.
They haven't learned how to blend it in. Like, it don't look
if
natural.
it looks good, you don't mind if it looks good.
If it looks good,
right?
Yes.
Because
if it's
some
natural.
of those wigs look really good. I'm trying to say this with a straight face. 'Cause I'm really not trying to be funny because I believe people should do what makes them feel good. And if women can wear lace fronts, men can too.
I haven't seen a good one yet. The baby hairs. They've been going crazy with the baby hairs
No, the
now.
baby hairs are a little out of control.
A little crazy.
They're bangs. They're not baby hairs.
Baby hairs going down to your mouth, like this, your nose, like your cheeks, like
I
it's
haven't
getting crazy
seen all
now.
that.
Yeah, it's
getting crazy now.
It's you know what it is
Mhm.
when the baby hair meet the eyebrow.
Yeah, that's getting crazy now. But you're talking to
But
somebody.
I don't judge. Some people like it, and if that makes you happy, wear that baby bang, baby,
I
because
just
that
want it
is
to
a
look
bang.
natural. I want the
That is a bang on your forehead. But if that makes you feel good, wear that bang, baby, and get you some TPH products to slick it
That's
down.
right. That's right. That's right. Now, World Mental Health Day is coming up.
That's Yes. right.
What are some things people could do to in their communities to create their own joy joints and joy challenges and all that good
Get
stuff?
the best group. If you like spades, you like Uno,
Mhm.
whatever it is that brings you joy. It could be
Mm.
sitting outside, sitting on the stoop, talking. Whatever it is, whatever brings you joy. I can't tell you what brings you joy.
Mhm.
I know what brings me joy. I want to do double dutch. I want to jump double dutch.
You still doing that?
And play jacks. I haven't in a while, but I would for
Gotcha.
this. To bring myself joy, I'm willing to do anything.
People don't
Why, that
double
brings
dutch
you back to
anymore.
your inner child?
Absolutely. Never let your inner child die.
Mm-hmm. People
Keep that
don't
alive.
double dutch, nor do they know how to double dutch.
I know.
And that which is crazy because when we do the events, I bring this double dutch team, a husband and wife, and they teach people how to double dutch, men and women, and they teach you the easy way how to because I'm
Yeah.
double handed, so I don't know how to do it, but it teach you because it's fun and it's
It
an
is.
exercise, and a
It
lot of
is.
people they don't know how to do it anymore.
No, they don't because people aren't playing outside anymore.
That is correct.
I like